The door's shut, man. We are going down this nasty ass elevator to this nasty ass class trial that nobody wants to go to. But at least Kyoko's here. At least Kyoko's here. Well, Kyoko never really says anything. If anything, I'm surprised that Yasuhiro wasn't saying anything. It was the light of despair. Yep. The hell is this room?
I can't wait!
Screw you, dude. Nobody here is like, what was I gonna say? Nobody here is as excited as you are, man.
Kills! Kills!
Can we just get started? Yeah. Let's do this. Alright, so let me take a look at these truth bullets. Actually, no, I mean, the Sakura one was really difficult for me. But this one I feel is... Because there was so much stuff going on with the Sakura case, dude.
With a basic explanation of the class
Who
trial.
done it?
So, your votes will determine the results.
Actually,
if you can figure out
I don't even know who done it.
Only they will receive punishment.
This is
But
hard,
if you
man.
pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim.
You got it. Let's do it.
We need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
Dude, shut your ass! What are you talking about?
No, that's a ghost.
I want to punch you in the face.
She has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
I never thought I would agree with you, but thank you,
okay.
Byakuya.
So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
I got it!
I'm
talking about her gloves.
At least I don't have to
That'll
come in
give us
clutch
some
like
insight into the
Yo,
mystery.
last case,
I'm sure of
dead
it.
ass, I came in clutch is
In that
hell,
case, I think
dude.
it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
No.
Probably just got burnt up in the explosion.
Yasuhiro, I'm going to
I'm not
punch you
convinced.
in your
The ghost
face.
is just trying to fool us all.
Yo, can we stab him? Like, for real? Wait, how am I gonna prove that the corpse... Well... I always forget the
Kyoko
buttons,
there is
dude.
just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
Byakuya, I totally agree with you.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Okay, then prove the dead body
They got burnt up!
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing...
No, that's wrong.
Alright, so Yasuhiro, can you legit never speak for the rest of this
No.
case?
There's
Ever
no way
again?
the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, They were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Ha!
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life.
Custom made.
If I
Wow.
wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay, so then, who's the real victim?
Yasuhiro, didn't I tell you not to
We need
speak?
figure that out.
God!
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
If Kyoko really... Then who died?
There's gotta be some way
I have to figure out which one.
The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the
To
Monokuma
actually
file.
attack, though.
Well, if we can't identify the body...
I think it's this one. Yep.
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong!
There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real? If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Toko,
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
I wish she would do that to you.
Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog? Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Okay.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Byakuya, I'm
Oh,
surprised you're
really?
even entertaining the dude, cause I'm done.
I got it! The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
Hangman's Gambit? Are we really gonna do Hangman's Gambit like this?
Now I understand. The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast. He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
That's a lot.
After all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo. And that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf. which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
I like how Monokuma's just chilling back there.
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool-ass trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
I can't believe Ikusaba was like here the whole time chilling.
Seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place.
What do you mean?
After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier.
So the ultimate despair might actually
other information came from
be the mastermind.
Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
And who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time? And when she finally turns up, she gets killed. Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
What?
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost.
Shut up.
Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts
Wait,
at
what?
provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
So you're saying
What
one
you're
of us
saying is
did
that
it?
both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding
Dude,
all
didn't I
along.
tell you to never speak again for your entire life?
There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Shoot!
No, I just lost the heart. I was
I'm
like,
sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto?
I got it!
I
We've
wanted to
narrowed it
pick.
down to
I
Kyoko
wanted to
and
pick that, but I was like, I was
Why did
hoping
you
it
say
wasn't that.
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden. So
But
I
I
can
wasn't
confirm
there and Kyoko wasn't there.
that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
exactly so.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock.
Why?
So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found
So
the body?
between 10 and 9.
Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went
Yeah,
to go
she
get
saw
the
it at
pickaxe.
9 o'clock and 30 seconds.
I got it!
Thank you for giving my
The
heart
body
back.
must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened.
Oh, that actually stops the voice? Interesting.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right?
What time was that?
It was
8?
around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
Well, I'm a legend, so I'm just going to,
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
oh, I have plenty of objections.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Oh, crap.
Shoot!
Did I lose a whole or a half? I lost a whole a whole
We've
ass part
established
for
a
that,
time
dude.
frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night
And 9 o'clock, yep. And
Yeah, from to 7:30.
that's more than enough time. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep. And Makoto,
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder.
I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be... We've established a time
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
Dude, this is difficult. Like, what the hell, man? I don't know what to pick.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
and 9 o'clock.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7 o'clock.
That's more than enough time. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be
We've established a time frame
for the murder.
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
Dude, I'm gonna fail. Like, I honestly don't know what to do for this.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock
in the morning. Yep. And Makoto.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
We've established a time frame
for the murder.
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock and...
Oh, thank goodness, dude. Oh my gosh. It had to have happened
Actually,
after
The
7:30.
murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong?
Cause I
How?
splashed her with
Are you
water,
saying
dude.
The mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words?
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean by denying the sprinkler? Are you trying to deny my entire existence?
What are you talking about?
Totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
Wait, do I really have to do this?
I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! That's enough! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I'm right about this! I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! That's enough! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I'm right about this! I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me?
All right.
How can you say it wasn't the sprinkler?
This should prove it.
Like, why is everybody arguing with me? Like,
Just
have I not
remember
proved
what
myself?
the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry?
I can't deal with this.
Maniac! I'm
Shut
so
up!
sick of her.
Me too.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because
I took a bucket of damn water.
while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't.
Yeah, no kidding.
So if
Yeah.
the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place
After 7:30.
sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
Correct.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning.
So I can't be the killer.
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
Shut your ass up.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
I'd just like to say one thing.
What?
If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
What?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game, and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
I'm listening.
She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial, something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
She saw the tarp. Oh God.
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water.
Aren't you supposed to be on my side though? Like
In
what?
fact,
Why do you keep doing
That's
this?
exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
The time of death.
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
She must know. She knows that I'm not the killer though. She must know something that's so important that like framing me is like a last resort.
Something's not right.
And what might that be?
There was no blood on the tarp.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason
What
the
did she
tarp was
figure
only
out?
dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water.
Ah!
Shoot!
By covering the body, the killer prevents.
So the reason that it's because the spring, but the underside, it was totally. It's
Because that side was protected since it was facing down toward the body. Of course it didn't get dirty.
By covering the body, the killer prevents.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side.
because the sprinkler, but the underside, it was totally. It's because that side, since it was facing.
Of course it didn't get dirty.
No, that's wrong.
Yo, I'm so close to failing this case, dude.
Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
Wouldn't they wash both sides then?
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Huh?
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something
Yo, she's
like
destroying
that?
my brain.
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
The chicken? I forgot, like, I don't even remember what Kyoko's account was, and then what is this bloody... Is it the bloody duct tape? No, it has to be the chicken.
I got it! Could it have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens.
But when we got there, there were 4.
But after the murder, there were only 4.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to
I
do
don't even...
something
I'm
like
not even
that?
gonna say anything because I don't want to agree with
They
you.
should have at least eaten it.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body.
There's one thing though. What is the duct tape? Along with the arrows, there was duct tape in the locker.
But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it Beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
No.
I think so. Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
My brain, dude. This is so, like...
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
And goodbye my alibi.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe, but still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no, I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
Kyoko, please!
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate. Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin.
Dude, kill
50-50
yourself.
odds.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
She's not agreeing with you. She's saying
No,
something
not
else.
that. I just remembered something super serious.
Oh, you couldn't
Don't just
remember this
stand there.
earlier?
Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right?
Oh gosh, that was the knife they gave to me. Oh, I'm
According
screwed.
to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back.
Oh my gosh.
So, what about it?
Dude, this
I'm
sucks.
pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Did Kyoko frame me from all the way back then?
The knife we gave to Makoto?
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah,
Then why did you hide that fact?
it's not that I hid it. It's just...
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
I 12,000% want to kill you. And I have like 1 heart, dude.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto. The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question.
You took that knife.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto. The knife we found, it's the same one. It really is, isn't it?
If he did have that, that seals it.
Just because I had that automatic?
Well,
Getting stabbed is what killed her.
No, it's wrong.
They call me Captain Clutch, baby.
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her.
Didn't I tell you not to speak?
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
I can't deal with this guy. I can't.
I got it! The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. I totally forgot about that.
Then the knife...
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kind of goes back to the beginning.
What is it, Aoi?
What's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic-level spontaneous combustion!
I
might
hate you.
be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
I got it! After the explosion,
That's right, give me my damn
we
hearts
found
back.
a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural. Because, of course,
You saw it before.
we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
You say that, but last case you were freaking out because you were like, what is it?
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't you because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Then shall we continue? The victim's fatal...
The explosion didn't kill...
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't you.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Shoot!
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already...
And it wasn't you because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that,
The victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
then shall we continue?
Continue the debate. The victim's fatal injury has yet.
The explosion didn't kill.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't me because then
Oh yeah. According to that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire. Then shall we continue?
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be.
Oh, I am so clutch, dude! Oh my
Mukuro
god!
died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old.
Why are you still speaking in this case? Can we remove him from this room,
Then we're
please?
safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe.
See, I don't think Kyoko did it because why would she leave the key to the locker in her room and why would she put it in that locker?
Well, maybe
Leaving
they
the
held it
key-
the
like,
other way
that-
and hit her
no.
with the handle.
Kyoko wouldn't be that sloppy.
No way!
She's way
The
too
balance
smart
would
for
be all
that.
off.
Especially
You wouldn't be able to
since she
swing with
knew
any
that
kind of
Byakuya had
power.
her. Wait, how would she even do that if Byakuya had her key, dude?
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
How would she get back into her room if she doesn't have the key?
Throw it on the ground and
So that doesn't make sense either.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
I'm really annoyed that they always put this crap on me. Kyoko's framing me, like, gotta. Where is it? Here it is.
My God! Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something, and that's what killed her. And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
Arrow. That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kinda weird.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right!
I'm not back-talking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
One more secret. What?
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Talking back to Master! You have no right!
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Are you kidding me? Did I really miss, dude? Oh my god.
Titanium, it was in the dojo. I have no doubt.
Are you sure?
You don't sound
Well, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
No, that's wrong.
Dude, I want to give myself the Clutch of the Year award, dude.
You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably used this duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together, and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? You even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto?
I really don't like framing Kyoko,
What's
but
the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to.
I don't think she did it,
The
though.
death of us all, remember?
Of course I remember.
But I may be thinking that she didn't did it
Then
because of
show
my
us.
bias.
Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is... right here. The key to the dojo locker.
What was her account again? Second floor of the dorms.
And how does that prove anything?
It doesn't, that's what I'm saying.
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece
But
of the puzzle.
Byakuya had the key to her room, though, so that doesn't make any
Your
sense. How would
clear
she get back in her
motive, your attempts
room?
to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set
I
on
am,
defending her,
because
aren't you?
I want her to have a
No,
fair shake.
It's not that I want to defend her. It's just... there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
What?
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A
Oh
verdict
no,
is
did
close
she
at hand.
actually do it, dude?
Wait,
But
I'm
no!
warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know?
Huh?
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
Toko, please.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Those words you just spoke.
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone.
Byakuya, what are you
That's
hiding?
what she meant. But yeah, I've been saying that this entire time.
Something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Those words you just...
Exactly what I'm not the killer. You should understand.
Byakuya,
Master would never hide.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated you said I hid and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
I don't even know if what I'm doing is correct, but
words you
whatever.
just-
Exactly. I'm not, but you should understand.
Byakuya,
Master would never hide something from me!
there's proof that you aren't the culprit.
Ooh! Give me that. I know you like it how I'm being in a lack.
If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room
I've been saying this crap for like the past 10 minutes,
Why not?
dude.
because she had given her
Byakuya
room
had
key
the
to
key to her
Byakuya.
damn room. How did she get
see.
back in?
So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room,
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
it would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
What's the contradiction? She knows something. Run away? Oh, dude! Ah!
Well, does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room, that it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead, and then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
What the hell do you mean time's up?
Time's up! Class trial's all over. Everyone can stop talking now.
What?
Time's
What?
up?
What the hell is this?
There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time.
That...
So
What?
then it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you.
This is ludicrous! I hope, Kyoko, I really hope that
Now, who will be chosen as the...
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Hey, hold on! What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
It's gonna be me.
Sorry.
Yes, indeed. Yep.
Huh?
Hey! Shing! Thrills, chills, kills!
I don't expect you to forgive me.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
I can't believe that siding with her has gotten me killed. I don't even know how to feel right now. Rest in peace, dude. Well... I'm dead. Wait, what? What? I'm not... Oh, no!
This is...
It would seem...
What the heck?
Kyoko,
In other words,
I...
calm down. In other words,
What did you say?
Huh?
so...
I'm alive? Or is this like a repeat of chapter 1? What the hell? The hell? What is this, dude?
Just a second.
What?
It smells awful.
What?
Indeed.
What are you? I gotta be dreaming this. I'm dreaming.
Hey.
I can't believe they were like, time's up, dude. I'm like, what, bro? Since when did we get a time limit? Never even what?
Hmm?
Alright, you owe me an explanation. Minimum.
So... You... Indeed.
Yes, she did, dude!
However...
No, yeah, you better tell me the reason for this. Like, I'm waiting.
It's true.
You better. Minimum. I'm telling you.
In other words... Indeed.
Wait, so this is not the first time you've been here?
Makoto. That's right. It would seem... Hey. Indeed. However... Why is that?
True.
Correct. However...
understand. I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
Listen. Hey,
Dude, you better! What?
correct. So...
I figured it was something along those lines.
So...
What?
In other words... No matter what?
So,
However... So... It's true. Indeed.
Okay.
Correct. However...
Huh?
So...
It does sound really ominous, though.
However... However...
Well, thank you. At least somebody believes me.
Anyway... Indeed. Correct. That's right. In other words... Hey. Indeed.
What?
Anyway... Correct. However... Correct. Indeed. Correct. In other words... Makoto.
The other ultimate despair? I love this song so much.
Indeed. That's right. It would seem... Indeed.
Oh gosh, dude. Finally, people didn't die, I guess. To be continued. Oh, that was stressful. I honestly thought I was dead, dude. Like, no lie.